Back in 1940, they opened up Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park as the only asphalt track in the country at the time. Well, let's find out who we should keep an eye on here today. So much to watch for this afternoon, Derek.
Well, Ralph, one of our Who to Watch drivers this afternoon will be the Mayhew Tools #2 of Doug Coby. He has a chance of walking out of here with his 4th championship in a row and 5th overall. He comes into this race as the point leader on the strength of 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. This is the same car they raced here back in June. They ended up getting into the wall and wrecking it, but they like this car. This is their banked track car, as they call it. It's not really a short track or a big track car, but it's the car that they use at the high banks at places like here in the Bristol Motor Speedway. They said the car is really good. They've got a reasonable setup, and their biggest issue right now is to just keep themselves in position out there on the track where they can put themselves in a good position to win this title for the 5th time.
0.625 miles, actually, of banked oval here at Thompson.
Yeah, and I love it when Derek goes out on the limb like that and he's showing us Doug Coby. But Doug's got an all-time finish average of about 7th there. But believe it or not, he's going to have to do a little bit better than that today if Timmy Solomito or Justin Bonsignore have a big point day.
Yeah, he would clinch the championship by finishing 6th or better with no laps led, 7th if he leads a lap, 8th if he leads the most laps. But when you start looking at this field and how good some of the guys like Dowling are running, it's not going to be an easy afternoon.
Well, absolutely. And there's some guys in there that have picked up speed and are looking for a win. And you've got some guys returning, like Jimmy Blewett with the family number 76.
Just by starting the race today, by the way, we should point out that Ryan Priest's team will clinch the team championship. So they come to the green, and we're off and racing. Whoa, problems on the outside for Dowling.
Yeah, wow, we have seen the outside actually been...
Oh, man. 6 cars piling in together here in the first corner.
Yeah, and when there's going to be some guys not continuing from that. We see some torn up suspension, some fluid leaking from those cars, and that means days are ended. We see Anthony Nocella, who did a really good job last night, ran the VMRS, I believe, modified, won that show, won the championship, but tough day today here with the NASCAR Tour.
Wow, there's a 00. Caught up in this, Andy Seiss.
Wow, Andy driving the familiar Brady family car. Not a good start.
See if we can figure out what happened here, Ray.
Looks like Dowling may have missed a shift or didn't go there on the green, jammed everybody up behind him. Guys start to change lanes, and again, with those open-wheel cars, it doesn't take much to touch and get them turned there. I'd like to find out what happened. Chase might have missed a shift.
Looked like Austin Pickens and Gary McDonald also caught up in this.
Yeah, for some reason, that car didn't go, and again, easy to miss a shift with these
Could he have spun the tires?
Could have.
A little cool out there, maybe?
We've seen the outside lane be pretty good on the starts, though.
One more look at it.
It didn't go. Maybe Derek can let us know what happened.
Well, Chase Dowling missed the shift on the initial start, and while we've been under caution, he pulled down to the inside of the back straightaway to kind of simulate another restart because he thought he felt something weaken in the driveline. When he tried to make a test start down the back straightaway, the car didn't take off like he wanted it, so he's going to opt to go to the rear, also under the ruling that NASCAR stipulated that he didn't get the car up to speed, so he'll start from the rear of the field.
Yeah, tough break. Easy to miss a shift like that. These things are only a 2-speed, but it's really difficult sometimes to match those gears. And again, the young man, really young, starting outside or starting on the pole with Doug Coby on the inside of him, so easy to do.
Craig Luntz now will slide up alongside of Coby in the black 46. Here we go again. Coby once again with a great start.
He did not miss a shift. Lots of experience there with Doug Coby. Knows what he's got to do today, and being out front is one of the easiest ways to complete what he has to get done today. And by the way, congratulations to Ryan Preece. I know very, very important for him and that team for him to accomplish winning the Owners' Championship for that car, so congratulations to those guys.
All they had to do is take the green. They've done that, and they are the team champions. There's Burt Myers in the black and yellow 11. Haven't had a chance to see him much on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour this year?
No, it's really great, certainly, to see him. It was we saw Doug Coby come down and visit the people in the South last weekend at Charlotte, so they could get to see him race. So it was great to see Bert go up in North. Bert is one of our top modified guys in the South, so it's great to see him up there so the people in the North could see him race.
Driver out of Walnut Cove, North Carolina. There's a 44, Bobby Santos. We've certainly seen him quite a bit up here. In fact, he's been a winner this season.
Yeah, Bobby's 2 wins at New Hampshire, but really been good at Thompson. He's got several poles here, some wins. Bobby's done a good job in that number 44, but fell back a few spots there.
Did you see Andrew Krause in the 24 get into the 51 of Justin Bonsignore? That black and greenish number 51 is our number 2 man in the points coming into today's race.
Yeah, we've seen Justin Bonsignore be very quick here, winning this race last year, but he's just not been able to show that speed this year. But he has been right in the thick of the point battle. Much the same, Ralph, as we talk about. It takes Thompson just a little bit of time to get that rubber down. There's some clouds today, so the rubber's not going to get down as quick, but that outside groove will come in, and we'll see some good side-by-side racing.
Myers is right behind Rowan Pennick in the blue 3, which is a car that is 6th in the championship. Mathematically alive today, but is going to need a lot of help. Jimmy Blewett, currently running 10th. He's in that white, orange, and blue, number 76.
And one of our point challengers right there with him, Timmy Solomito. And we failed to mention that Timmy had to go to a backup car due to a crash in practice. So he's actually in his backup car battling for that point championship.
Solomito won the 2nd most races on the tour this year with 4 victories in that 16 car. Looked like for the majority of the first almost 2/3 of the season that he would be the guy when we came to Thompson that everybody would be trying to beat for this championship. But a little bit of bad luck right in the middle of the year there really hurt him in the points.
Yeah, I think he's definitely shown the speed. His car's been fast, and he's come a long way. You know, this is another young guy that we've watched come up, and we keep seeing every year that he's right smack in the middle of it. We expected him to challenge for it this year, but you know, Coby has been so good with his consistency that Timmy's lost points because of crashes and mechanical failures that really hurt him.
And he's got Eric Goodale just in front of him in the 58, and then that's Santos right behind him in the 44.
Doing a good job, though. You know, he's going to do everything he can do to get up to the front and win this race. Timmy's in a situation where he just needs to win and let the cards fall where they may.
And as you can see, the laps go quick here at Thompson under green.
That's what I love about Thompson. It's definitely, you know, if you look at the corner entry, you know, guys get in low, guys get in high. You know, we see Jimmy Blewett there in the family number 76, familiar colors. We got a caution, Ralph, caution.
It's Gary Putnam who has lost it in the number 77.
Oh, what he's lost is the air in his right rear tire, it looks like, Ralph. So hopefully no damage. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the car, but he's got to get that thing to the pit before he goes too many laps down.
Gary, backed by Curb Records. Mike Curb, who is, well, he's sponsored so many famous race cars over the years in all different forms of racing.
And Gary, actually a journeyman Cup crew member. Let's see what we've got here. There he is spinning. Yeah, looks like the air went out of that tire and turned him around. No contact. It happens. They run very low air pressure in those tires anywhere between 14 to 18 pounds starting.
Well, we'll get a new tire on that car, and we'll come right back to see if Coby can get another great start. This is the final race of the 2017 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. 16th on the calendar. Here we go. Ready to go back to green, and Coby once again, first one into the throttle.
From that top side.
Boy, Summers is having a pretty solid run this afternoon in the 64.
Yeah, Rob has run good at Thompson. He's got a history of this being one of his better tracks.
There's Priest stalking around in about 5th on the inside.
Knows that he's still somewhat got a shot at that driver's championship, but certainly would like to at least end the year with another win.
Ron Silk back there with him. Priest with a stunning year. 13 starts, 5 wins, 12 top 5s, and 12 top 10s. Just skipped a couple of races to go try his hand at the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and what might have been had he run the entire season over here.
You know, again, certainly made a great name in the South in the Xfinity Series. A lot of people looking at Ryan.
He's battling with Burt Myers, and there's Silk in the 85 and Goodale behind him. Priest 19 points behind Coby. Going to need a little help today. Derek, how about Ronnie Silk having a pretty good run this afternoon?
Ronnie Silk is your 2011 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour champion, but he's only made 6 starts this year, and this weekend he drives for Kevin Stewart. They had a strong run last weekend at the Stafford Motor Speedway, and they really think the team is starting to gel together. After talking with Ronnie earlier this weekend, they think that they're going to go full-time racing with Kevin Stewart in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour next year.
That'd be a potent combination next year as he comes inside of Myers looking to pick up a spot.
Yeah, as I said, we're sitting here watching what could be a start of a dynasty again, or the continuation of a dynasty for Doug Coby. So hearing a lot of guys thinking about running full-time next year, that could present a challenge, but we'll see. As Silk doing a good job working the bottom against Burt.
Oh, Myers looks like he's sliding the rear end a little bit in that black 11.
You know, it doesn't take long to start to wear that right rear out here at Thompson. You'll see these guys pitting to change that right rear tire and moving some tires around. So pit stops will be critical coming up, Ralph.
I do love the multiple grooves of this racetrack.
It's got character. As you can see, that dark black strip where some new pavement is there, and the black strip above that is from the rubber and the tires. So 2 different types of grip, change corner entry, corner exit. Just they really start to drive these things. As we get those shots going down the straightaway, you could see those gloves moving around on the steering wheel, and those guys are working.
Modifieds on a beautiful fall afternoon at Thompson. Hard to beat that, isn't it?
Sure is. Look at that crowd. That'll tell you, you know.
Easy to understand why. Look at the quality of the competition here inside the top 10.
Yeah, and they race a long weekend here. There's several divisions, and a lot of these guys are running more than one division. I think Woody Pitcat in this race has run 6 divisions, or will run 6 divisions by the time the weekend's over.
Good battling continuing here. Keeping an eye on that 76 machine right in the thick of it all. That's Jimmy Blewett. Blewett hasn't run all that many races this year.
No, certainly not been full-time on the tour. He focused on Wall Stadium again, and believe he's wrapped up the championship there in several wins. Good big racing coming up at Wall Stadium, Turkey Derby-wise, so I'm sure Jimmy and a lot of these guys will be there for that. You know, I'm noticing that Thompson, though, has picked up a little bit more character, Ralph. It seems like it's gotten a little bit bumpy. You know, the winters up there in Connecticut, a little bit rough, and so I think shocks are a little bit more important than they've been. I see these cars moving up and down. The other thing I see looking at the front suspension on these cars is guys are going to lighter and lighter springs, so they're maybe getting these things coil bound or bump stopped. They're getting them a little bit lower. So I see the cars moving more than I did last year at this time. So, you know, could be a little bit of bumpiness in the track, but could be some guys experimenting maybe with setups for next year. You know, it's amazing the way the technology rolls through the different divisions. And as I said, some of that real soft spring, bigger bar stuff seems to be headed here with the modifieds.
One thing for sure is nobody has it figured out better than Coby so far here this afternoon. He has led every lap. Ryan Preece, who came into today's race 4th in the championship with a shot at his 2nd title, is done on the inside of the racetrack.
Something either lost power or something's broken in the drivetrain there. The tires all have air in them. He's being pushed in, so maybe they can fix that and get him back out if it's something simple.
And Doug Coby looks like he's headed to pit road. Let's see how many cars follow him down there too. Looks like just about everybody.
Yeah, most time these guys will do what the leaders do unless they've got a different strategy. But right now I'd be planning on following Doug in. Let's see what Timmy Solomito and Justin Bonsignore do. That's what I'm interested in.
So it looks like Coby's going to change the right rear, but Ray, look at the left rear. Is that an air pressure adjustment going on?
Yeah, sometimes they're trying to match some stagger. There might have been something in that set that Doug didn't like, and putting a new right rear on, tire pressure's down a little bit, so they might have dropped the left rear tire pressure to try and match it.
Coby's service is complete, and he is heading back out. There's Goodale, Sapienza. Here's Bonsignore. Looks like he's struggling to get going.
That's not a good thing. They took the jack out of the pit box as well.
Tough break, Derek.
Boy, Ralph, I'm down in Justin Bonsignore's pit area, and the crew is really upset. They had a great pit stop going. They tried to get Justin Bonsignore out there on the track as fast as they could, but they ended up stalling the car on pit road. It took a couple of guys to get the car pushed off. They're pretty upset. They've lost numerous positions on the track, and it looks like they've fallen back deeper in the field.
Ray, this is an important moment for the crew chief because now you got to calm your driver down.
Yeah, calm the driver down and the crew down. You know, being upset is not going to help. They got to realize, okay, look, they made a mistake, had some issues. Get a grip on it, get your driver calm down, be ready to make another pit stop if you need to. Make sure that those wheels are tight. There's still a decent amount of racing left here, and they've got a shot.
Craig Lutz in the black 46 on the outside, shown as the race leader right now.
Another young man that's planning on running some more next year. Great job on the start there.
Keep an eye on Solomito coming around the outside. He's third in the championship, and with Bonsignore having his problems, this could be the driver that could maybe end up giving Coby fits here this afternoon. And he didn't pit, Ray.
No, and I'll tell you what, but he's a little bit loose right there. And, you know, that's the one thing I like to watch. Timmy's not afraid to drive a car hard and a little bit sideways. And that's the way I like to see him modified driven. So that kid runs hard. He's got some speed. But I'm afraid if he doesn't put a right rear on, those guys could catch him a little bit later on and get by him. But, man, he's working side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel right now. Yeah,
that's Woody Pitcat he was battling with in the orange 82.
Whoa,
hang on, Goodale.
Oh, wow.
Man. He didn't leave a lot of room between him and the inside wall there.
No, right now he's going, oh, thank you for brakes.
Goodale will bring out the caution once again.
Okay, let's see who pits now.
Boy, and look at Coby was right there behind Goodale, who got in the wall and just missed Coby.
Wow.
That could have been the end of Doug Coby's day. How lucky did he get right there?
Well, you got to have some luck for sure. And I'll tell you, you forget just how fast these guys are going and how hard those cars are to handle. When they just get tapped and turned a little bit on the straightaway, you can see the way they take off. You know, you're looking at cars right there that are traveling 140 miles per hour, Ralph.
Coby saw Goodale get together. It looked like it might have been Spencer Davis in the 88. And he turned just a little left, and that was all he needed. Here comes Lutz in and Pitcat, and it looks to me, is that Coby again? Or is that Myers? No, that's Myers.
The Myers and then Solomito.
So Myers is coming in. All right, let's get down to Derek for an update.
Ralph, Ray, all the leaders are in right now. Craig Lutz is down on pit road. He's taking on a new right rear tire and a new left rear tire. New right rear and left rear also for Rowan Pennick in the old blue machine, as well as Doug Coby in the number 2. They're also going to put on a right front. So the plan for these cars coming down pit road was 3 tires, 2 rear tires and 1 right front.
So your thoughts on Coby back in?
Yeah, I didn't see him change the left rear. The other guys are changing the rears. These cars are so critical when it comes to left rear tire size versus right rear tire size. I saw Doug change his 2 right sides, so now he's had 2 right rears on and a right front, but still not a left rear. So again, there must be something he just doesn't like. But interesting choices in the pits there, Ralph.
Looks like a slow stop for Lutz going to hurt him. We'll be right back. Ronnie Silk shown as the leader now. Bringing the field back to green, and here we go.
Silk knows his way around here, but Justin Bonsignore up to second now.
Looked like a rough start for Kraus on the inside in the 24.
some of that could be dependent on pitting new tires versus not new tires. And again, Kraus, another young man that's just starting to make some appearances on the tour.
Coby, the points leader, back at about 10th on the inside.
You know, Ralph, a lot of these guys have moved up through the ranks. There's different modified series. They run a little, a little bump and back. Different modified series with a little less motor. So some of the younger guys that are trying to get ready to move up for next year are trying these, you know, tour cars that have more horsepower, and they're just not used to that kind of power on the start.
Summers trying to hang on for 6th. He's got the 88 of Spencer Davis back there. Now Summers up along the wall.
Yeah, Jamie Tomeno got up a little bit high there, and Summers was about out of room.
Coby still on the bottom. He's got Solomito on the outside of him, just in front, one car up.
Here comes Doug Coby working the bottom like we've seen him do so many times here. Solomito the outside going forward now, too. There's your points battle right there.
Yeah, and Bonsignore, who's second in the points right now, is up at the front of the field, right behind our race leader.
Starting to see the guys 2 and 3 wide and using those bumpers a little bit, Ralph. We're coming down towards the end and last race of the year.
And Ray Chase Dowling right there in the 15 has worked his way back up into this. Remember, he started on the pole today. He's got a fast race car.
He does, and coming up through traffic, he's made good decisions and whatnot. They were a little worried about the drivetrain in that, but it seems to be holding up fine.
And one thing he could do that would be really smart right now is just tuck him behind Coby, let him pull you all the way to the front of the field.
Yeah, and I saw Matt Swanson there. I called that Jamie Tomeno before 89, 99. My eyes are, I'm just getting older, Ralph. These modifieds are so darn fast, I can't read the numbers on them. But saw that Jamie Tomeno, 130-plus starts here at Thompson, but he leads in all in top 5 finishes. So shout out to Jamie.
Let's get an update on Woody Pitkat. He's had a really busy afternoon, hasn't he, Derek?
One of the busiest men here at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park this weekend has been Woody Pitkat. He has competed in 6 different divisions of racing over this 3-day weekend. Right now, he's driving Kenny Watts' number 82 machine. He's only run a partial schedule on the tour this year. He sits 14th in the points with 11 starts, 4 top 10s. But this is the car that Ronnie Silver ran here last year. And right now, Woody Pitkat is chasing the car that he used to drive earlier this season.
Ronnie Williams on the outside here in the white 21.
And we see, 2x2. Doug Coby's being super patient there. He was just kind of keeping Timmy Solomito in his sights, but Timmy has been aggressive. He is running that thing to the front. He knows he has to win this race.
And the laps are winding down. Pretty soon there's going to be just 25 to go. Coby sits in 8th.
And Doug knows he's got to finish 6th or better. Well, no, he's got to finish 7th or better because he has led. My apologies.
Yeah, if he's led a lap, it's 7th or better, so he's 1 spot out of it.
But he may have led the most laps, I think, right now,
Leading the most laps, he can finish 8th.
Right.
He's in the zone.
And he's got a calculator in there figuring it out.
Yeah, he does. But it's got to be a little nerve-wracking, too, because you're a little bit deeper in the pack here. It's pretty aggressive racing back here. You want to be careful as well. He's got Kraus on the outside of the 24 and Dowling just in front of him.
Right, you can't afford to get out of your rhythm.
Let's get an update from Derek on what happened to Ryan Preece.
Well, Ryan Preece was in the thick of the championship battle going into this race, finds himself behind pit wall, and it looked like it was an electrical issue with the car.
Yeah, we just had a coil burn up on us. But, it is what it is. We won the owner championship. That's what we were aiming for this year, and we had a really fast car. It sucks. It just shorted out under the dash. There's not much you can do. A good year. We won a lot of races, and we'll work on next year.
Well, Ryan Preece unfortunately finds himself out early, but he still enjoyed one of his most successful seasons in racing.
Well, Eric Goodale caught up in another one, and this time Rob Summers couldn't escape.
It looks like tires are up on both cars. Wheels are pointing in the right direction. Those guys will continue. Eric Goodale had a couple close ones so far. Well, actually, his front end looks a little bent up, Ralph.
See what happened here.
Getting a move over flag. up. Hard to tell from that angle.
Well, at least the guys in the flag stand saw it, got the caution out right away. That's what matters the most. And it's the 85 of Ron Silk out of Norwalk, Connecticut. The Stewart's Automotive Machine that will lead him to the green when we come back. Welcome back to NBCSN's coverage of the season finale for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Ralph Shaheen, Ray Evernham, and Derek Bernasiglio with you. Back to green in the championship, less than 25 laps away.
Boy, and Solomito is on it. Love the way that kid runs the top side there.
Bonsignore in the 51, second in the points. Solomito in the 16, he's third in the points. And right behind him is the points leader, Doug Coby, in the number 2. Just like we would expect, Ray, these title contenders all battling for it as we think about going 3 wide with Solomito in the middle.
Yeah, and there's Rowan Pennick right there in the 3.
Caution out again.
Okay, now what do we got?
Kyle Soper. Kyle Soper is involved.
Wow.
There he is.
Yeah, that hard hit, but we see the window net coming down there. Again, the right front, the suspension is tender on these cars, so hopefully not too hard of a hit for the kid there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is up along the wall. Boy, that thing got up on the wall, Ray. Look at that.
Yeah, that's, again, one of the things with an open-wheel car. But NASCAR has done a really good job with if you see the big side Nerf bars and things like that to settle them back down.
Well, I'm sure the crew chiefs are starting to get a little bit nervous about the conclusion of this one, Derek.
Timmy Solomito drives the number 16. Sly Zaban is his crew chief. He's won championships before, but speaking of the championship, Timmy's trying to go for the win. How are you guys looking in the points right now?
Well, we got to beat Justin for second, so number 1 on our list is 1 to win the race and beat Justin to get us secured second in the points. As long as Doug stays where he is, we're kind of out of touch with that, trying to get that, but just going to try and win this race, do the best we can do. Timmy's doing a great job, and I want to thank our sponsors, Sarah and RB Enterprises, Flamingo Motorsports, Anderson McLeod. We couldn't do it without them, and that's about it.
You had to go to a backup car this weekend. How is this car running?
It's running really good. I mean, we had 0 practice laps on this car. We just time traveled and started the race, and we took our best educated guess and looked at all of our notes for the past 2-3 years, and it looked like we hit pretty good. I mean, we just need to be a little bit better, I think, to win this race, but if Timmy can find it inside him, I think we can do it.
That's the word from Sly Zaban. He's been in this position many times in the past when he was crew chief for Mike Stefanik.
Bonsignore just 2 points more than Solomito in the standings, and they run right behind each other on the racetrack.
Well, Timmy's going to make it 3 wide.
Look at that on the bottom. Contact between the two. And around goes the 82 of Pit Cat. And Bonsignore and Solomito continue to bang all the way down the backstretch. And Myers is around, and Summers is up into the wall.
That's what it's coming down to it. And it's like, guys, we're going for it. 3 wide there with an open wheel car sometimes just doesn't work.
And look at Coby. Still no scratches on the 2. And Pennick hanging right there. Don't forget, he's mathematically alive in this if these guys take each other out. Man, this is getting wild.
It really is.
Somebody's not happy.
Yeah, I think Woody Pitcat is not happy with Timmy Solomito. Having a little hand signal conversation. Timmy's on the bottom there. Gets up, squeezes Bonsignore a little bit. Bonsignore bumps up, turns Woody around.
Man, look at Bonsignore rode a wheelie all the way down the backstretch.
It's amazing that the 16 and the 51 don't have some damage.
It's amazing they're not all into the wall. Like you said, contact. Look, he got up on the right sides, then he gets up on the rears.
Wow. And Coby all over the brakes. Do you think Coby's crew chief sprayed that car with Teflon today?
Man,
because
I'll tell you what.
It's been just close a couple times here. Wow. This could have been big.
And look at Coby was still driving deep into the corner. Then he's on the brakes going into 3.
And he's got Rowan Pennick to the outside of him, so he didn't have a lot of room.
Let's go back down to Derek. It's going to get busy down there, Derek.
Problems with your second place points contender Justin Bonsignore with that altercation that happened out there on the racetrack. He comes in with a flat left front tire. The crew comes in, they put the new left front tire on it. Now Justin Bonsignore will rejoin the field.
The right rear was the only tire that was on the ground all the way down the backstretch.
Yeah, you know, that it doesn't take much to to get the air out of one of these tires. The wheels are thin, and they don't run a bunch of air in them. So unfortunately got a left front flat with all that contact bouncing around. But as we see Silky and Solomito side by side, here we go.
And Ronnie Silk going for his first win of the year.
And Timmy Solomito going for what may be his most important win of the year, though.
No doubt about it.
Oh, we got another car in the fence.
More problems. Boy, this is getting nuts. That's Danny Cugini.
Last race of the year, Ralph, and it's coming down to these guys are all getting aggressive.
Making his first start with the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. And Coby still clean all the way around on the 2.
And that is a beautiful car, isn't it? I was looking at it before and thinking that Mayhew Tools and Dunleavy Trucking, what a beautiful car. Let's see what happened here.
Little too many cars side by side deep in the pack. And Danny got the worst of it. Tell you what, that number 2 is going to look pretty good in the Hall of Fame someday.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car. It really is. Yeah, and, you know, this one in particularly, as I said, they must have sprayed it with Teflon because it's had cars sideways in front of it, alongside of it, and doesn't have a mark on it. So hopefully you can keep it that way for another couple of laps here.
As wild as this season has been, it's coming down to a green-white checkered finish to the 2017 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Race 16 came into it with 6 drivers battling for a shot at the championship. We got Solomito sitting right there on the inside of Silk, second in the race right now, but with a good shot at maybe getting the win. Coby right behind him, the points leader, looking for championship number 5. Solomito looking for his first. Pennick behind him in the blue 3. Here we go. This season coming down to this at Thompson. Solomito going for the lead on the inside.
Got a good run on the bottom there, but Silk holds him off.
Timmy Solomito looking for his 5th win of the year. Coby looking for his 5th title. White flag, 1 to go. Here comes Dowling. Started on the pole, looking to win it at Thompson. Down the backstretch for the final time in 2017. Timmy Solomito will come off the final corner.
Chase Dowling's under him. He's under him.
Will he get it? No, it'll be Solomito for the win. And Doug Coby will win his 5th NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour Championship. What a wild conclusion to the season.
Oh, Ralph, I felt like we were calling Talladega, Ralph, as restarts and 4 wide and bumping and banging.
That was terrific, and no wonder there's a packed grandstand once again for the Sunoco World Series 150. Timmy Solomito gets victory number 5 in a backup car. And Doug Coby, his 4th championship in a row, the 5th of his career, right alongside the car that takes the Owners' Championship, driven by Ryan Preece this afternoon. What a finish.
Unbelievable. I thought Chase Dowling had him there for a second.
It was the momentum on the outside that was just enough for Solomito to get the win.
Wow. Front bumper's bent, left side Nerf bar's bent, right side Nerf bar's bent, back bumper's bent. He gave everything in that modified, in a backup car, Ralph, in a backup car.
And boy, isn't she going to look pretty in victory lane. Look at that.
He's going to have some people want to talk to him, I think, though.
And Derek will be one of them when we come back after this. 16 races long is the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, and I couldn't think of a better finish to what has been an outstanding year here at the Sunoco World Series 150. And crawling out of the Starrett Tools number 16 is our winner here today, Timmy Solomito. What a year it's been for him, Derek.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. The kid from Iceland, the natural, Timmy Solomito, wins here at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park on World Series weekend. Timmy, you said you had nothing to lose when we talked earlier this weekend, and it looks like you just threw caution to the wind and went for the win.
Yeah, 100%. You know, yesterday we had to unroll the backup car out of the trailer and just goes to show you how great these guys are. We qualified 8th with no laps on the car and put it in victory lane today, and a lot of determination after what happened yesterday in practice. It was pretty unfortunate, but really happy for Starrett Tools and everybody on board. Mighty Bike Products, Bob Bruneau Race Engines, Troy Race Cars, Sanderson McLeod, R&B Enterprise, Sarek Fabrication, Gale Force Suspension, Bassett Rims, Heinz Performance. The list goes on and on. There's so many people that make this happen, and we couldn't do it with all these crew guys right here.
Timmy Solomito and the Starrett Racing Team find themselves in victory lane here on Sunoco World Series weekend.
Well, it was a pretty wild finish, and we were focused at the front. Let's see who finished behind Timmy. Coby ended up 5th. That's all he needed.
That's all he needed to do, and did, as I said, his average finish was 7th. He beat that by a little bit. Woody Pitcat, after that spin, back up to 7th.
Panic was 4th. Bonsignore ended up 10th. So it looks like Solomito, with that win and Bonsignore finishing 10th, should move to 2nd in the championship standings since they were separated by only 2 coming into the day. Ryan Preece suffered a mechanical issue. He ends up 26th, but then takes the car owner points.
That's why I let you do the math, Ralph. It's just too difficult for me.
Well, let's get back down to Derek.
Doug Coby getting ready to climb out of his race car as he's getting ready to hear the screams and the cheers of the crew all around. Doug Coby has now become a 5-time champion of the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour and 4-time consecutive. Can you believe it?
Yeah, with these guys behind me, I can't believe it. No quit. You guys saw us here in the backstretch fence at the Icebreaker, and man, just came out the rest of the season and dug deep and got some good finishes and did what we had to do today to take care of business. I'm so happy for my crew, everybody at MS3 Racing, especially Phil Moran, who works on this car day in, day out, and all the guys at the shop. Mayhew Tools came on board this year. We finally got him the championship, and man, what a tight season it was. We all mixed it up pretty good. These guys are fun to race with, and really amazing to come out on top 4 in a row.
How does this championship compare to the ones you've won in the past? And the ones you've won in the past, you've been basically dominant in.
Yeah, it's a little different with the split car owner championship. The Six had a phenomenal season. They were on point every single race. Ryan did a great job, and hopefully his future is bright in the top series of NASCAR. That's really where he deserves to be racing. And man, this is our 5th championship with some of these guys that came with me from the 52, and they're all so different. This one we just got the point lead with 2 races to go, and I don't know, it's just a different feeling, and just an amazing job. You guys don't understand how hard it is to bring one of these cars to compete against Timmy Solomito, Justin Bonsignore, Ryan Preece, and all these other guys every week, and our team just digs deep every time we have to.
Well, he's the modified version of 5-time Doug Coby, 5-time modified champion and 4 in a row.
Sure doesn't look like he's slowing down at all, Ray. Let's take a look at the final standings.
Yeah, there, Timmy Solomito close to within 6. Justin Bonsignore, Rowan Panic, Eric Goodale, guys that were up front all year long. Ryan Preece, great season.
And boy, that could have gone either way, too. If Solomito hadn't had a little bit of issue in the middle of the season there, man, he'll be thinking about that all winter, won't he?
Oh, he will be one of the guys that will be trying to challenge Doug again next year.
Well, there's Ed and Connie Partridge. They win the owner's title. Let's go back to Derek.
Well, Chase Dowling comes home in the 2nd spot in what would have been a photo finish, and what a late race run for you. Do you think if you had another lap, you could have won it?
Yeah, we put 3 tires on at the end of the race, and we were fast, so we just needed that one more lap, but just late cautions. We had a little clutch problem there in the race, and kind of a couple spots we missed on the restarts, but came home fast. We had a fast car, and I got to thank Rob Fuller and LFR and the whole crew and all the sponsors that come on board.
What kind of issues was the clutch problem giving you, say, like on the starts and restarts?
Yeah, it was slipping, so I had a short shift, and then once I got in gear, it would kind of spike the RPMs. I have to go half throttle and full throttle, and luckily we had people behind us that would push us straight, so either way, we were fast. At the end, we had 3 tires. I wish we had one more lap to get by the 16 car, but overall, I can't thank 1540 Connection, SNS, that's all paving. Like I said, Rob Fuller for giving me a fast race car, and all the guys that come support me.
Chase Dowling continues to impress in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. He comes home in the 2nd spot this afternoon.
We're going to crown a champion in our next broadcast as well. The West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame Championship finale from Kern County Raceway for the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West Tour. That's going to be a great one. You'll see that coming up Friday, November 10th, right here on NBCSN. Ray, as always, it's been a pleasure sitting alongside you, calling the action here for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour.
Enjoyed it, and congratulations to Doug Coby as his name enters the record books with the Evans, the Cook, the Stefanics, and the Hirschmans.
Look forward to seeing you back here next year, Ray, as we do it all over again. For Derek Pernisiglio and Ray Evernhand, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Congratulations to Timmy Solomito on the win, and your 5-time NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour champion, Doug Coby. Enjoy it, Doug. See you next year, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.